Good morning, everybody. I am Tessa-Marie, and welcome to the Morning Blessings. How are you doing today? Today is July 25th, 2024. And here we are. Hi, Colleen. Good morning. How are you feeling this morning? It's a beautiful, beautiful morning. Temperature is lower. Hi, Dawn. How is summer vacation going? How are you feeling today? It is a beautiful day here. Lower temperature. Hi, Lisa. Our temperature is really nice. Just 17 this morning. It's still 17, I think. Let's see. I think it is 17 degrees Celsius. So it's time to do the thing, right? So the morning blessing today, we're coming to it, and we're going to let you know that, hey, it's okay, because look at what we have, simplicity. Hi, Georgie. Good morning. How are you feeling this morning, everyone? Wonderful, beautiful women. The morning blessings today is simplicity. Why we should choose simplicity, and why it's impossible. It's important to choosing simplicity. Observe the habit to fill every moment with doing or distracting yourself. Hi, Marina. Good morning. How are you feeling today? So we're looking for simplicity, but the world does not tell us about simplicity as something to enjoy. Hi, Loretta. How are you feeling this morning? Simplicity is choosing what you do every second of the day. But do we? Because one of the things we do for sure, we are taught to keep doing. I remember when I retired, somebody said to me, "You are so busy. What are you going to do?" And I said, well, I have been doing all those years, so I'm going to be, because I was born a human being, so I'm going to be. And she asked, what do you mean by that? I said, I'm just going to be. Just let the energy of the world guide me. And of course, this is where it took me, where I am right now, with you. And if you want to check this out, check out yourself. When you come to the point of retirement, right? And you have retired, what is your choice? Do you just sit around? I am retired. Fold your arms across your chest, cross your leg at the knee, and just sit. I'm retired. And as we know, a stone that does not move moss grows on it. But a rolling stone gathers no moss. It just keeps moving. So you don't have to do anything, but you have to be in the moment. And that is what simplicity is to load yourself with simplicity. I am not talking about giving away all your goods and possessions. I'm saying, see what you're giving with your time and your moments. Are you giving it away? And where is it going to? Are you aware of the moments in time? If you are living a simple life of doing what is supposed to do and enjoying the process, tasting the journey. I have a short story I wrote, and a few of you have heard it. It's called The Taste of the Journey, called Life. Hi, Lorna. Good morning. How are you feeling today? The taste of the journey is to be in the moment and recognize where you are and how it feels in the moment while you're tasting the journey called life. That's why if somebody asks you, what did you do yesterday? And you said, I was being in the moment most of the day. And if that person has not gotten some of our teachings here, they're going to say, what do you mean, being in the moment most of the day? Well, I don't understand that. You're throwing them a loop because you see, we're never supposed to be being in the moment. We're supposed to be doing in every moment. Learn to recognize the impulses to actually succumb to it. So the impulse to actually succumb to being simple, doing simple things. Also, there's an impulse to do. So you have to recognize which one is coming at you in the moment, to do or to be. And we need to learn to choose. For one, I work diligently to say no to the drag or the pull of it, to get me to feel every moment in doing or being busy to avoid boredom. I say no. When a situation comes that wants me to be in two places at the same time, mentally, even emotionally, and in some cases, physically. Good morning, sister. And that is how are you feeling this morning? So for one, I work diligently to say no to the drag or the pull of it, to get me to feel every moment in doing or being busy to avoid boredom. So I don't know what it is to be bored. Good morning, Angelina, because simplicity is giving your attention to what you are doing in the moment and sticking to that. It becomes a strong impulse that while you are doing this, you're thinking of that. And the impulse of self-distraction does not care what it feeds on as long as it is feeding off you. It doesn't care what it feeds off. That impulse to self-distract so you're not aware. And it might be because you're going through a hard time. Something difficult is happening to you. Good morning, Yuko. Thank you, Angelina. I'm glad you're feeling great. And Dawn is absolutely wonderful. So the impulse to self-distract does not care what it feeds off, as long as it is able to distract you, and as long as it has something to feed on. It is like a leech or a bloodsucker. It doesn't let go. The thing about distraction, because you don't want to face the moment. So you're going to do anything to distract yourself, but you're still taking the moments that you do not want to face with you. So the distraction is feeding off that. Good morning, Narita. And that complicates our life, whereas we're supposed to be in the moment and enjoy a simple life. Doing things, I don't mean possessions. I don't mean your life is so simple that you live in a hut in the forest and you don't want to. That's not what I'm talking about. Simplicity is choosing to be in the moment, enjoying where you are in the moment, not multitasking. Although, multitask was something they told us we should do. And that is one of the reasons why we fell back in the world, because nothing was done properly. If we had to teach, we were teaching, and at the same time they wanted us to be chasing people all over the place. If we have to work, they want us, you're not doing this, you're supposed to be doing that, and you look like a butterfly, and yet you have no wings. And even a butterfly stops for a moment, and unless we disturb them, they can be there for quite a while. That bird, the hummingbird, when it puts its head into the flower, it does not pull back. It is there for a long time, more than 20 seconds, and we're supposed to wash our hands for 20 seconds. So you see, simplicity does not mean that you give up everything. We are unable to eat, for example, without a distraction. How many of us take our dinner on a tray, on a table, and what is that? Can you imagine? They say we're supposed to chew 26 times a mouthful. When you feel constipated, ask yourself, did you just bite and swallow? Or did you chew? Did you intentionally chew? Because that is the only way that food will go through our system, is to take your time, stop sniffing and swallowing. The butterfly, the hummingbird, they stop to suck on the nectar. The bee does the same. But of course, the double-tasking, multitasking humans, we just all the time. Distracted consumption causes you to consume a lot more. Um, I heard Oprah said when she got a bag of chips, she couldn't put it down until it was finished. I wonder where her mind was while she was doing this. I wonder. And it's not only eating we do it with. We do it with a lot of other things. We do it even when we are with people we care and we love about. We do it at work because we need that promotion. We need to get to the top. And it's amazing to get to the top. And then when you get home, there's nobody there because they too went to do their stuff while you were busy getting to the top. And on your way up, you left the simple life of an evening meal with your family. You left the simple life of asking what happened in your day today. What happened at school today? I'll still remember Brian's face when it went ruby red. Because Tracy said they had gone to the science center and she had never seen an octopus before. So when she saw the octopus, she came home and she's chewing away and she's telling us about everybody got turns at the table. Tell me about your day. Well, when we went to the science center and we saw this octopus and all its testicles, she said. And Brian looked at me, I looked at him, and he goes, his tentacles there. She goes, say whatever, all these testicles were all over the place. Because you see, she was talking about her day. She was in the moment. She remembered it. She didn't care about the name. She wanted to tell us about that part of life because we were at the table. So everybody took turns to talk about what happened today. And we did too. And we had to say something because that was just how it was. That leads us to new symptoms when we eat that way. When we eat and we have to be sitting there watching those things, listening to the TV, the news, and we're choosing and we're eating and we're drinking and all of it without consciously taking that glass of wine and making sure that it fills every part of your palate. You know, I watched somebody eating nuts yesterday, cashews, and I noticed she only had 2 at a time. And I didn't say anything to her, but it was so nice to watch that. She was chewing on these nuts, but she was enjoying them because she didn't have a mouthful. I am guilty of talking because sometimes somebody will call me and I don't want to say no, but I'm getting better at that and I will try as I'm eating, but I'll still have part of the conversation. And I know it's not good because you are not aware of what you're eating. You do not chew it. And of course, there are symptoms for that. And those symptoms can affect any one of our 5 pillars of prosperity, especially physical. Because then you feel bloated. You ate too much. And then you want to sit down. And you think sitting down is going to... You see what I mean? That was not eating with consciousness. That was eating with distraction that brought that on. We live in a world that tells us we must constantly be doing several things at the same time. That's a sign of success. But what about doing that one thing at a time and doing it really, really well? Good morning, Nancy. How are you feeling this morning? Negative comments like, so she cannot walk and chew gum. We hear that. They're so dumb. They cannot walk and chew gum because maybe they're doing one thing at a time. So, have you taken a look at a gum chewing person yourself? It looks like it's a murderous action. If you get caught in that mouth, you'll be destroyed. That's what it looks like. I always remember being in the subway at a much younger age and holding on to the thing. And I'm seeing the reflection of a mouth chewing gum. And I'm saying, what? I looked and then I realized somebody behind me. There was a man standing next to me. He looked at me, I looked at him, and he goes, you don't chew gum, do you? I go, no. Which is true. But when I saw that, I realized mindlessly she is standing there. Her concentrating was that gum. I went to Staples and there was a lady and the man is talking to her, and every time she spoke, she wasn't listening to him. And it took twice as long to communicate to her. My cousin, who's a fantastic doctor, is leaving my house to go out with her brother, and she's chewing gum. I said, aren't you waiting for Curtis? Why don't you just sit there and relax? Why are you chewing gum? To keep my mouth fresh. I said, go brush your teeth. And I said, it doesn't look nice. So of course she stopped chewing gum, and when she was leaving, she left the gums on the dresser of the room she was in and told me, that's a gift for you. But it was that mindless action. All these muscles. Have you already seen what you do to your eardrums when you're chewing gum? And that is what I mean. We're doing this type of actions without consciousness. We don't see what our face looks like. That lady in the subway, I swear I could see her tonsils hanging at the back of her mouth every time she opened it. So the decision to go to fewer places in the mind in one day rather than more actually shows you what really matters in your life. I know when I write it's sometimes a little bit complicated. The decision in your head to go to fewer places in the mind one day rather than more actually show you what really matters. So if you choose today to spend more time doing the smaller things, the big thing, but fewer of them, in one day, it will show you what really matters. And what matters in each of those days is the consciousness of the moment. Being aware of how you feel, like you have so much to do. You're helping so many people in your life. You're dedicated to making sure they are fine. And in the meantime, you are not dedicating anything to you. So, I always teach you from what I know. Slowing down, I say, slowing everything down is a big part of choosing simplicity. Small but hardly insignificant ways gives big success. I always ask you to go slower to get there faster. I coined that for myself with money. People who would always want to spend and they need it, I have to have it. It's instant. Click, point and click, point and click. So the funds go away faster, but you're not getting to where you want to be. Life is a slow, meticulous process. From the time you start to earn to the time you stop earning, and you are supposed to have earned sufficiently and have enough left for this time when the earnings are low. So that tells me from the time you begin earning to when we stop earning, we need to be conscious of what we do with the money we earn. So that when we get to the end of the working life, we have money to use at that time, because we were going slow spending to get further, having more money and stop working sooner to enjoy the process of this journey called life. Otherwise, we'll be leaning on a cart at Walmart and Target and this place or that place and saying welcome and looking at the clock. You see, I ask questions. I'm curious. I will ask. And some people will say, I need more money now. And then I meet those that say, by not working, I have more money because the money is still growing, that they invested. They went slower. So I told you of the people I coach that will put $500 in savings because they have to save. They know they must save for their future. And 2 weeks later, they're going to tell me, I say, well, how is the saving plans going? Oh, I had to use it. I had to use it. I said, how much did you save? Again, 500. How much do you have left now? 20. I said, you know what? You should have only saved 20. That is what you're supposed to save, just 20. So going faster does not get you there any quicker. You go slower to get further, beyond your dream goals and desires, way beyond. But to do that, it's meticulously simplified action that is savored and you can remember the journey. Some people that are younger than most of us cannot remember what they did yesterday because they had so many things on their plate. And that is important. Even if your plate is full, they should not touch each other. Who was I talking to? I think it was Yoko on Tuesday. Hi, Deborah. Long time no see. Welcome. Yoko said to me, and I too, she said, I do not like my food to touch each other. The different portions, the different types. Let's say you have rice and a meat and some this and some that on the plate, some beans or whatever. She does not like it to touch. That's what she told me on Tuesday. We were talking about something. But that stuck with me. So that tells me we should not have one task touching another. Simple. So you've heard me say that, or I've told that to some of you. Saying no to a task that is saying me now, do me now, get to me now, me, is a hard thing to do. But what I have studied and I have acted on myself, and I do it to this day, rest between doing before beginning to do another thing. And if you do that, you will go further. You will accomplish more. So when I'm done with the morning blessings, I do not do anything for 10 minutes. This is what I do. I take the tea or the water that I have, and I sit, and I just stay in the moment, and I drink from the cup. Maybe not all. No, in that moment, I cannot tell you, if you were to ask me, Tessa-Marie, what were you thinking of? I certainly was not thinking of the next thing. All I was is sitting and enjoying the taste of the journey called life. Enjoying the ability to have retired and to be able to sit. Enjoying the ability to have worked and you have vacation. And you're sitting in the moment because you have 2 weeks of work or 1 week of work and you're just sitting. Because normally, the subconscious mind knows the body that at that time you're stuck in traffic driving to work. So you sit and you rest between tasks. It doesn't matter if it's after you go downstairs or upstairs, you do one load of laundry, you put it in the machine, and you're climbing up the stairs with 15 things in your hands, and half of them are falling on the way up. Maybe it might be nice to sit in that laundry room or somewhere else and hide. And just sit there. Even if you cannot, you believe 10 minutes is way too much to give to myself. You have 16 hours because you have 8 of them you sleep in. So that is only 10 minutes times 16 out of 24 hours. You cannot give yourself every hour a 10-minute break. You could stretch. You could sit and just be you. And that's what it means to have that ability to do this. So, saying no is resting. Saying no is sitting and waiting. Saying no and rest between, doing before beginning to get something else done. So, I suggested to someone, if you cannot give yourself 10 minutes, get into the habit of giving 5 minutes. You just finished doing something. And you are like the Energizer Bunny. And you wonder, when you get to bed tonight, you are tossing and turning before you fall asleep. You have a 15-minute break time. They tell you if your body goes into sleep immediately as you get to bed, or it is going past 15 minutes, then something you did during the day is not right. That is when you need to stop and be aware. What did I do for me today? What did I do for me? What did I give that body? Those two legs that go because we say to go. The hand that reach because we ask it to reach. The eyes that see because we demand that it looks for us. All of that needs to be, to be grateful for, to be admired, to be respected. Because we do not have to gallop through life like this and come to the end and realize we're there all by ourselves. Because everybody else is resting. They're under the coconut tree. They're under the apple tree. Hey, didn't an apple tree fall on some great man's head? Slow down and enjoy. Because you cannot, when I go on a vacation, because I love to go to places that are a little bit exotic, when I get there, and when everybody is around us, I usually look up to the sky. I look around me and I inhale the possibility. I inhale the moment of being in the place that I paid to get to. I stand or I sit. I observe and I inhale it. I take it in. It's a vacation. You paid for it. Enjoy it. Be in the moment and learn to say no to the distractions that will prevent you from enjoying life. Nancy said, this is a great reminder. Slow down and enjoy. Somebody said to me, I don't know what joy is. None of us know what joy is. We have to go find joy. Joy, in my mind, is a very busy fairy. She is all over the place. Catch me if you can. That is the other name for joy. But you cannot catch joy if you're chasing joy. You have to wait. And you sit and you wait like a hunter is waiting for the hunted, right? You sit and you wait. So when joy is passing, you can recognize joy. How do you see joy? You see joy in the way the moon this morning at 4:30 was reflecting from the trees onto the house. And it was a flash. And the moon stopped for a second and I was able to just look and see the patterns of the trees on the house. So joy does not sit and wait for you to get it. You have to sit and wait for joy to come to you. And that is why you need to spend time in simplicity. You don't need a fancy chair. You can sit on the floor anywhere. It's never too dirty that you cannot wash yourself and get it off. You connect with Mother Nature when you take your shoes off and you stand on the grass and you remove the electricity that is in our body and return it back to Mother Earth. And you'll never be igniting fires when you pass another person in the hallway of your home if you do that. You spend some time and you feel what your feet is feeling on the grass. What does it feel like? And when you get that, you remember that. But sitting in front of the TV with a tray and your body bend like this, and you're eating, and you wonder, hey, I cannot get my stomach to go down. I wouldn't go down either if I was just stomach. Think about it. Where's the food going, people? You're not chewing. You're busy watching somebody behave badly on television. That's what's there. And I'm not saying, though, you shouldn't watch what you like. What I'm saying is choose to do that without eating. Choose to do that and be conscious of that so that you can avoid or you can learn something or you can observe And that is what simplicity is. Doing one thing at a time, no matter how small it is. When I'm talking to my friends, I should sit down to listen. I will sit to listen. So you see, simplicity is in the moment. Go slow through the day so you can accomplish more. Between the actions and the responsibilities you have for today, stop and breathe. I do 10 minutes. Anything less than that is also good. It's an action of doing it. If all you can do and you're itching, remember what I said. Distraction is like a leech. It will not let go. It wants to distract you. You're never in the moment. And when you're in the moment, that is when you enjoy the journey called life, even with the bad and bitter taste. Because you know, the very spicy dish that you have that you really didn't like, but now you know. And that is what the journey of life means. They're sweet, they're savory, they're spicy, they're distasteful, they're bitter. They've got everything in the journey called life. And that is why if you're in the moment, you will know when what is coming at you is coming and it's time for you to duck. You will be able to feel the vibration of somebody to the point where if that person is telling you a lie, you can figure it out because you're in the moment. If that person is coming to you and they're angry, you can figure it out because in the moment. So simplicity is going slow to go further. Take time and enjoy the process of the journey called life. Taste the process of the journey called life. Have a wonderful and amazing day, everybody. So let's see where we are today. A lot of you are here this morning. Nancy, Arita, Georgie, Lisa, Colleen, Dawn, my sister Dawn, Lorna, and Loretta. Thank you so much for spending this time with us. So, what are you doing today? This was the hello, Ellen. How are you? Oh, how are you? Thanks for coming at the end, but you were here. That's what matters, and it's all simplicity, meaning you do one thing at a time and enjoy the taste of the journey called life. So, guys, are you going to try that between each task, you take some time to muse? You know what musing is, right? You just muse. You get your water, you get whatever, and you just for 5 minutes. I do 10. So I'm going to muse right now. I leave the phone where it is, and I go over there, and I sit with this cup of water, and I just drink that, and I set a timer. I will put a timer on, and for 10 minutes. And when the 10 minutes is over, I get up and I do this, whatever I have to do. And 10 minutes later, I do the same. Have an amazing day. Lots of laundry to do today. We'll have wine in between. Is that what you're going to do? Okay. I like that 10 minutes idea. I will implement that in my life. Yes, so important, Ellen said. So, so we have to do that. We'd love to have you back for your second book. Yes, and I have to ask you something about something I read and I never did anything about it too. That's really nice. The book, oh, okay, let's do this. Who is hanging there? The book. That's the book. The book is out. The 5 Pillars of Prosperity. I got a compliment from somebody that never compliments me. I was amazed. She complimented me. She said to me, what did she say? She said, oh, you know what? You're a great storyteller. I love that book. You're a good writer. You're a good speaker. I couldn't believe it. I'm thinking, I said, what have you been taking lately? I said, are you drunk? She said, no. And she said, I said, really? It's you? I need to come and take your temperature. And she said, stop being silly. But I was quite surprised when she told me that she loved how the book was written. It was full of wisdom. I read it. Because I have to correct some spelling in there, but that's okay. No, nothing is perfect, as we know. So let me know, those of you who've had it and you've read it, and see what you can find in it. But this is it. It's out, and it's it's and it's also in paperback. And I really look forward to it. A few of you have bought a lot. I saw Loretta and Ryan went crazy, so that was nice to give to family and friends. So I like when you spread the word. And for those of you who have no idea about this, every time our body speaks to us, whenever we consume anything, it is not like we experience discomfort as a message. Our body sends signals, yet we still do not take action to make any changes in our diet. And that was physical prosperity. What we do without being in the moment, we move from one place to another without thinking about what we do to our bodies. Multitasking. You notice I opened it. I didn't flip through it. I opened it, and that's what we were talking about. Multitasking can cause us to put this pillar at risk by not concentrating on one thing at a time. When our attention is on more than one task, we tend to take unnecessary chances that are detrimental to our health. For example, texting while driving. We all know that this is wrong and leads to trouble. One of our biggest mistakes we make is not moving. Lack of movement and exercise bring many physical issues, some of which worsen as we age. So that's what is in there. Remember, physical prosperity is vital to our overall health, and we should take care throughout our entire lives to help the pillar function at its highest. So I happen to open it on physical prosperity. And then at the end of that chapter, there is Frank's story. And you can read about Frank and what happened to Frank. And then I have from Nancy, she said, Nancy, I find the 5 pillars of prosperity a wonderful guide in my life. Colleen said, I have received so much amazing information from the morning blessing that have made me stronger, happier, more spiritual in my everyday life. And that's the whole idea. So, words are prophecies. Your words shapes your reality. What you say is what you get. So you see, that's what is in that amazing book. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening to me, and enjoy your wonderful morning. Do something for you today. Try that. Those of you who are always doing a lot for family and friends, today try you. Have a great day. Love you. Bye-bye.